This is CHSR 97.9 FM here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And you're listening to Python's Paradise, your film and music show. And this is your host, Greg Gilbert, a.k.a. the Python Hyena. And folks, I have a lovely guest on the phone here tonight. And her name is Sarah Rachel Anticouni. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Oh. That was good.
Okay, I've never seen that last name before, so I must apologize, but I don't like flubbing up people's names.
No, you did a good job. It's a hard one to pronounce, but you done good there.
Well, you know what? It's actually a cool sounding name, so hey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's actually it's a Greek last name, not Italian that most people think it is.
Do you have family from Greece, or is that just something?
Turkey, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in the Santa Barbara right now. What's it like there? I've never been outside New Brunswick here, so tell me about what's it like in Santa Barbara, California.
Santa Barbara is just really kind of a small beachy town, nice community. Most people actually come here to go to school, or I would say retire. It's not a big bustling city like LA.
No.
So it's a little sleepy. It's nice, a little mixture of, you got your you got your beaches, you got your mountains, plenty of outdoor activities and fun, lots of stuff to do here. But it is definitely a small town.
Yeah,
it's nice. Born and raised, fifth generation.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Family has gone back to the 1800s. Family started, actually a lot of my family moved here to be in the movies. They started Keystone Cops in the Hal Roach's Flying Ace Studios. So my family goes back to the vaudeville days where they were doing a lot of acting back then, acting and comedy. So I think it just kind of got passed through the generations and finally landed in my lap where I couldn't be happier doing what I'm doing. I love it.
Keystone Cops, I remember that. Of course, I wasn't heard of when they were around, but I definitely know it. I took some film history classes, and we talked about the silent era and Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin and all those folks. And, of course, the Keystone Cops came up.
Yes. Yeah, a bunch of interesting actors and a lot of entertainers, a lot of singers in my family. It was interesting. I was Googling my Uncle Peter this morning, who passed away. I think we're coming up on 10 years. He was an entertainer. He was also he was a producer. He worked out of Tower Records for many, many years. And actually, I was looking at one of his songs that he originally wrote was in Anchorman, which was whenever Anchorman came out. So
2004. Really I love that movie.
2004. Yeah, my uncle had one of his songs that he wrote was in Anchorman, and he was the pioneer of the spaghetti westerns. He was one of the original writers of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay.
And so my uncle was. He was a music producer, a model, and an actor. So he lived when I was young. He lived in Hollywood. I kind of followed him around and paid attention to a lot of what he did. So I think that's where my love for the whole acting business really kind of begun, was with my uncle, who unfortunately passed away about 10 years ago due to Parkinson's.
Oh, yeah. Parkinson's is really running rapid. I get somebody close to me. It's in the early stages of it. And, of course, famously, Michael J. Fox, unfortunately, has it.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't think there's any cure for that either. Is there no there's just medicine, that's about it, I guess.
Right. Well, I watched a very vibrant, healthy, gorgeous human being go from being everything he was to declining.
Yeah.
Very rapidly. So he definitely left behind a legacy. and his music is still used today, and fantastic. So I think that's where it really started for me. I started beginning with the acting of, I was in theater. I've done a lot of theater since I was about 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I really started branching out and was never afraid in front of an audience or in front of a camera. In fact, it's actually it's more my comfort zone. I like being in front of a camera. It's where I feel that my true personality really does kind of come out.
Just out of curiosity, what song was used in Anchorman from your uncle?
You know what? I'd have to look it up. It's one of if you look up my uncle's name, his name is Peter, last name Tevis.
Okay.
T-E-V as in Victor, I-S as in Sam. And it'll show up, every little piece, everything he's written. He lived for a while also in Italy as an Italian singer. So he was definitely, my uncle looks like James Dean, although I always thought my uncle was better looking.
Yeah.
Watch when you Google him. You will be surprised how much he looks like James Dean. It's kind of creepy.
Oh, wow.
Or I should say that James Dean looks like him.
That might be a better way to go about it, after all. So you must have had a lot of interesting stories sent to you growing up, having him in the family.
Oh, a lot of interesting stories. Yeah, he lived next to Dennis Quaid.
Okay.
So, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to hang out with a lot of just these random people, like I didn't even know who, like, oh, you know, my hand being held walking across the street. Oh, that's just Kenny Loggins. I mean, it's just like the stories go on and on, you know, of all the people that he had around him and his records on the walls and everything. It was just really, I just knew one day that somehow that business was going to be for me. Just something. I think that's what it was. He was so outspoken, but when he was on camera, when he was not, we're pretty much identical in that same realm. We're very kind of quiet. We're more not so outspoken, kind of keep more to ourselves. But when we were entertaining, you know, I have no problem with being in your face. So I have no fear. I have no fear when it comes to the camera.
Well, Stephen Joyner, of course, was the fella that introduced me to you, and of course, he was my first interview this year. But through him, I've landed a lot of interviews, and Steve's a pretty interesting guy. How did you come to encounter him?
I think it was a word of mouth situation, that someone that realized that I needed to be in touch with somebody like him was a good idea. So it's pretty much a third party and why we originally started conversing.
Okay.
He was telling me all that he's been doing, and yeah, you know, Steve Joyner, he's known as, you know, he's the one that joins people together.
Yeah, oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah,
Exactly.
I think
His last name is very fitting.
Yeah. Well, I encountered him on social media. I had interviewed an actress that I guess he was affiliated with or knew, and I think he had sent a friend request to me, and well, I figured, well, the actress knew him and trusted him, so I accepted the request, and I would see his post every now and again, and I noticed mainly we had a lot of stuff in common in terms of dealing with certain aspects of broadcast and various people, and so I just kind of reached out to him. I thought it'd be the perfect first interview of the year, and he's lined up a lot of people to come on the show, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's good people. Good to know. Definitely good to know.
Yeah. So hopefully you'll get to do his show Curtain Calls here when he gets up and running again. I know it's on hiatus a little bit right now, but I'm sure he'll get it up and going here again soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what type of film and television would you like to do? Like I know your credits on here, but what's your favorite?
My favorite kind of acting. Gosh, you know, it's hard. So far, everything I've done, I've loved it all. It's all been such an experience.
Okay.
And it's all just, I mean, the drama ones are fun, I guess. It took me years to learn how to cry on command.
Oh, wow.
The fact that I have that down, that's a good one to do. It's good to do. So I definitely like the movies that have the drama. Those are the goodies. The one that I did about someone's hero was interesting. I had a 14-day filming day, and one of the scenes that we did was my mother is getting hit by a car, and I'm running around screaming, can somebody help me? Oh my God, it's just like crazy. So people are coming out of different buildings and going, what is going on? And someone called the cops, and an ambulance shows up. Like, we're filming a movie here. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that
pretty
was
much lost my voice that day, but that was good. That was good times. We did that take about, 80 times, 90, I swear. It was all 14 hours. We did the same scene. And when you do a scene, you also have to do it from different angles.
Okay.
So, you get face on, to the left, to the right, behind, close up, far. I mean, it was an interesting day, but
Yes,
I did enjoy it.
Someone's Hero was your short film.
Yeah, that was the short that I did.
So, yeah,
but Cannes Film Festival.
Is it doing well?
Excellent.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Excellent.
I noticed here you was in a TV series called Tucker's War, where you played I think it's Lydia Deerfield.
It's a show, yes, Lydia Deerfield. Tucker's War. It's about 1920s Prohibition, and I play a school teacher, but I have a bootlegger boyfriend.
Okay.
And the whole, me is about pretty much protecting him and keeping him away from the law. So you get to ride a horse and I get to kill someone, so that's always fun.
So tell me about the murder scene where you killed somebody.
The murder scene is basically he's being ridden up by a couple of outlaws, and I take one on from behind and get to shoot him in the head, and then he jumps on the other guy and stabs him. So good stuff, real stuff.
I never heard of the show Tucker's War.
Yeah, it's a show that is still in the making, and it's going to be going straight to Netflix.
Yeah, I noticed it's listed as 2017. So,
yeah.
So, are you going to be a mainstream?
Yeah.
So you're going to be in the entire series.
Unless I get killed, but we never know these things. You never know. I'm definitely going to be one of the featured actors, but you never know. It's the wild, wild west. I may get taken out. Who knows?
Okay, yeah, it says 1920, the Great World War is over. Okay.
Exactly. So
okay.
That's fun. Yeah. So I've got a bunch of little different things in the works. I'm currently writing a documentary about an artist from Cuba named Gustavo Novoa, who has been an artist for about 50 years. And I'm currently doing a documentary. I'm writing my own documentary about him. So I have that in the works as well.
What's it like excuse me, I got my tongue tied here. What's it like to go to write something and try to put it out as opposed to just acting on the screen?
It's really interesting. It takes a lot of research, a lot of time. It's just really kind of fascinating to learn about somebody else's life and where they've come and what they do, and to see art in somebody else's eyes and the creativity. And this man is just an incredible being. He's lived all over the world. He was adopted. There's just his life is just amazing. I don't want to give away too much because
no, that's okay.
Currently just being written. So anyway, he paints animals, and he doesn't paint your normal picture of animals, like animals living in the jungle. He'll paint zebras in New York City and cheetahs crossing the Golden Gate Bridge, stuff that is just totally unique and different and incredible. And I actually found him. I actually found him via Facebook, which was pretty funny, and discovered his artwork and just fell in love with what he did and contacted him. And we got to know each other. And he had a couple other people that were interested in doing a documentary on him as well. And he decided that he wanted to work with me. So
Oh, that's
I was
fantastic.
really, really excited and lucky that he chose me over the other people. So that's something else that is currently in the works.
Have you,
I've also done over 40 voiceover on the radio. Do a lot of radio work as well. So I've done from political campaigns. I've done skits. I've done kind of everything, a little bit of everything. So we had a big problem in Santa Barbara. There was this area that the city was trying to claim, and they wanted to put this is kind of funny. They wanted to put a stoplight in this area of town. It's the street called De La Vina.
Okay.
And they wanted to put a stoplight where the intersection would have been nearly impossible. If they would have put a light there, there would have been traffic for miles. So I was with this campaign that was basically fighting the city, calling them idiots on the radio, which was really fun because it's a Santa Barbara local station. And we did 6 different skits. We took about 3 months to do the whole thing, and it saturated the radio, saying that the city basically doesn't know what they're doing, that they're going to make problems. And I got to play a chicken named Katie Cluck.
Okay.
I had this whole skit with a gentleman who was a longtime actor, and he's also a musician by the name of Christopher Story.
Okay.
And so we did this 3 months, 6 different skits talking about how the city is working on laying a big egg if they want to go through with it. Anyway, we ended up winning. The stoplight never showed, and thanks to me, there's good traffic on Upper De La Vina. So it's just a little bit of something that I've done.
Yeah. So. Going back to that artist, what was it like when I'm assuming you've met him personally, right?
Everything that we've done so far has been we've just Skyped so far. So he actually lives in Miami.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be working on a trip there probably within the next few months. Go out there and actually film him in his studio.
Are you nervous about it?
Not at all. I'm ready.
Oh wow,
I've never been there. I heard they have the best key lime pie.
Yeah.
I'm all over this. Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? You're further out than me because I've never been outside New Brunswick. You know where I'm located here in New Brunswick, Canada?
No.
No, that's a common answer. I guarantee. I bet you Trump doesn't even know where we are here.
Ah.
We're probably in one of the.
Good thing or a bad thing?
What's that?
This could be a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see.
Yeah. No, we're in a cold part of the world, but spring is coming upon us, and the snow's starting to melt away, and soon we'll be wandering around with next to nothing on, because despite what, and I hate to frame America on this, but despite what some Americans think, we do not live in igloos here.
That's true.
No.
I believe that. Although my son did send me a picture about a month ago of some crazy snowstorm.
Oh, I bet he did.
Yeah.
We had one.
Amazing.
Yeah, we had one back in February. That was so bad it went up to our door locks on our cars.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big one. And I remember I was doing an interview here that night, and I got out of here at the studio I think it was at 12:30 at night, and when I got outside, it was just, not only was it coming down hard, it took me like 5 minutes just to get out of the parking lot.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah,
I'm not very familiar with snow.
No, nope. But
except I did spend a few months in Utah once, where I did learn how to. I learned how to ski and I learned how to snowboard. I actually got quite good at it.
Yeah.
And I was really enjoying it until, well, that tree showed up in my path, and the rest is history. And a broken collarbone.
Oh. Well, I hope that got
I
fixed
didn't
for
even
you.
know about it for about a week.
Oh,
I
yeah?
just thought I had no idea that I broke my collarbone. I thought it was just, that I maybe strained a muscle. I hit a tree so hard that
Oh.
I remember waking up in the snow, and I was by myself because I'm the kind of person when everybody goes right, I go left. It's just my character. I can't be one of the crowd. I can't do it.
I hear you. I'm the same way.
I can't. I'm not a sheep. I can't do it. I have to do my own thing. It drives me crazy.
It's kind of like
everyone follows the pack.
It's kind of like, when I play a CD here at the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to play any of the top 40 hits. I want to play something
Thank
on
you.
it. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting because I don't want to get off topic here, but it's interesting because I was a big Avril Lavigne fan, and when she released her second album, I was a little shocked that a little song that was written between her and Chantal Kreviazuk called "Together" was not a single released off it. And I was like, why wasn't this single released? It's my favorite song she's done. And so I use it to open my live shows. I use that song every week to open my live shows. And I tend to, like, one of the great things about this campus community station here is that we're told not to play a lot of top 40. And I agree with that because it's like,
well, thank goodness for you, and that you're not one of the sheep either.
well, you want me to? I'll take this even further. You must you must remember way back. I don't know how old you are. You don't have to give your age away. But back in 1987, there was I would have been 15 years old, and there was a big album came out by Def Leppard called Hysteria, and everybody was playing "Pour Some Sugar on Me." You couldn't go anywhere without hearing "Pour Some Sugar on Me." Then Love Bites gets released. Then everybody's playing Love Bites.
Porcelain sugar?
Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh, Pour Some Sugar.
Yep.
By Def Leppard.
By Def Leppard. That was a huge album. It's Hysteria. That was a single. Then Love Bites got released. Then everybody was playing Love Bites. And then it was Armageddon. And then eventually Rocket got released. And in our music class, there would be, like every other Friday, the teacher would let us play a song, kind of a relaxed day. And I played a song by Def Leppard called Women. I really like that song, Women. So I played that, and there was people in the class complaining because I wasn't playing Rocket. And I said, why didn't you want to hear Rocket when Pour Some Sugar on Me was big? Why didn't you want to hear Rocket when Love Bites was big? They were basically just following like sheep, and I refused to do it.
People?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with people?
And you want me to tell you?
Is it crazy? Drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely insane. Go ahead.
You want me to tell you something else that's funny?
Bring it.
We got 3 big movies playing up at the theater right now. We have Beauty and the Beast, Logan, and Kong Skull Island. You want me to tell you what they all have in common?
Tell me.
I haven't seen any of them.
You know what? We've got that in common.
I went and saw A Case for Christ today. That's what movie I went and saw. Last week, a couple weeks ago, I saw Goon, the Goon sequel, Last of the Enforcers. And I heard Logan's good. But it's just like when everybody's lined up to go and staying for hours on end in a lineup for a movie that's going to be there for 2 months, I get really turned off.
Absolutely. You get it. I love that. It's nice hearing someone else that actually gets it. I just personally wait for it to come out on, Netflix or something.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Last year, I saw a movie for the first time 9 times in theaters, and it was a movie that was so poorly marketed, it only made like $3 million domestically, and it was Richard Linklater's new one called Everybody Wants Some, and I loved it. Did you see it?
But I haven't seen that either. No, I haven't.
Loved it. I went to it 9 times. I bought the soundtrack album.
Whoa.
And I just loved it. I felt like I was with these college students for a weekend before class, and I just loved it. And I felt after Boyhood had done so well at the award shows and whatnot, you'd think that they would show a little more respect to Richard Linklater, but of course they didn't. They're so busy trying to pour advertising in movies that are advertised on the side of drink cups at restaurants.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yep.
Drink cups, I call them adult sippies.
Yeah.
The cups at Starbucks, they're adult sippy cups.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't drink coffee either.
Yeah. Well, I tend to go to the movies that if I do go to a big film, I'll probably see it maybe a month and a half or 2 months. Like I just saw Get Out not too long ago. It came out like early February. I just saw it the end of March, so there you go. There's and I saw Split, but I don't see these movies when people are lined up for hours to go see them. I'm like, I got other things to do rather than.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yep. Yeah. Well, do you ever hear these people that? I remember. I apologize for getting off topic, but I'll amuse you here. Remember when Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, came out and it completely disappointed everybody because it was a piece of shit?
I never saw it.
Yeah, you didn't miss nothing. I loved the original trilogy. I loved Rogue One, loved Force Awakens, hated Phantom Menace. And I remember when that came out, there was a big announcement on the radio saying that tickets were sold out for the next 6 months for that film. And I was like, well, I went to the drive-in theater when my parents used to bring us to drive-in and see the Star Wars trilogy. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I won't be seeing that for 6 months. And I remember I showed up to go to a movie and I bought a ticket for, I forget what it was I bought a ticket for, and I think it was Pushing 10 with John Cusack, I think it was. And I just kind of asked, is there any tickets by any chance for Phantom Menace? And woman says, how many do you need? And I kind of looked behind me, where's that big friggin' lineup now?
You're like, oh, I'm buying for everybody.
I'm
700 tickets, please.
What happened to it being sold out for 6 months?
Oh, right.
What a bunch of
hype.
Yeah, all hype.
Those jerks.
Yep.
It's all a hype.
Yep.
Who knows what to believe anymore? I mean, what's real, right? The dog real? Is the cat real? What's real anymore?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of nice to connect with somebody on here that doesn't follow the... So it's too bad you broke your collarbone by going your own way, but... Huh?
Yeah, that was fun. No, that wasn't fun. Waking up in the snow, doing snow angels for some reason. I didn't know why.
You were really out of it.
I have a very high tolerance for pain. I'm actually kind of an interesting person. I had heart surgery 6 years ago.
Oh.
But leaving that out of it, I've never drank, and I've never done a drug in my life, and I don't take pills.
Okay.
So I'm allergic to alcohol. The first time I ever had a drink, actually, I was 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody gave me, what I'm thinking it was like Jack and Coke, I guess. It was like my first drink. You're 21, okay, great. I had literally a little sip of this sucker. My throat started closing up and burning so badly that I couldn't swallow. I had to go to the hospital. It was the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me. So I'm in the hospital. They're going, oh, you obviously had some kind of a severe reaction to this. I'm like, yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the doctor says to me?
What?
Try other things. See what works for you. See if, try wine or try something different. I'm like, are you serious? I literally just had a near-death experience, and now you're telling me to go out and try other things? I think I'm done. So that was like my first and last experience with alcohol.
It kind of reminds me of Rodney Dangerfield once told a joke. He said he once swallowed a bottle of sleeping pills. The doctor told him, take a few pills and get some rest.
Oh, my God. See my point?
Yeah.
And then when I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with tachycardia and mitral valve prolapse. I had a doctor tell me, never, ever try a drug because your body, your heart, you will be dead before you hit the ground. Duly noted. Thank you very much. Never tried a drug. So You know what? I think if more doctors would tell that, or maybe even parents, I think doctors probably better, because kids always want to do the opposite of what their parents tell them anyway.
Yeah.
If a doctor comes to you when you're that age, go, don't ever try a drug because you're going to be dead before you hit the ground. A lot more people would be drug-free out there. It scared the hell out of me. And then I'm allergic to everything else, like anything that has codeine or stuff. So I have a very high tolerance for pain, going back to the point where when I broke my collarbone, I didn't realize it for a week.
Well,
so,
looking at your filmography, you got a feature on here called Group Therapy O.C.D. I thought it sounds like going by our discussion. I think you need some group therapy.
Group therapy O.C.D. I had to play an alcoholic at an AA meeting.
Oh, that's funny considering your story.
It was priceless. So what I did was I Googled actually two things. Actually, when I was, about 10 years ago, I was also working for a nursing home. And this lady went to AA for like 40 years. That was her dream, to go to AA every Wednesday.
Okay.
So I used to take her, and they wouldn't let me sit in the room. They'd make me sit outside the room. So I got to hear some really interesting stories. But leaving that out of it, I had to YouTube AA meetings and what exactly happens at them and how you're supposed to act.
Okay.
So I kind of channeled in this one lady who had a drinking problem and was going to AA and talking about God and everything else that she needed. Anyway, that's what I pretty much channeled when I had to do the scene for that film, and apparently it worked.
Yeah,
really
you're
good.
listed as a
and, I dressed a certain way. I went in, I totally respect people, that are in that situation. More power to them for being a part of that. It was very interesting, though. It was a real learning experience of what people actually do go through. I was dressed for the part, too. Afterwards, I had to meet up with a friend for lunch. My hair was all messy. My makeup was all kind of tiresome. And I showed up at lunch. She's like, Sarah? You're not used to seeing you like this. Are you okay? So, anyway, that was really good. That was a good day. That was a good movie. That movie is currently, I believe, it's being working on being sold. That was a feature. It was a feature-length film.
Yeah, and
that was a good one.
You're listed as playing a nightclub person.
Yes. Well, I started off in the nightclub, and then ended up at AA. Yeah.
You end up in a
I did.
That's considering our previous discussion. That's actually kind of humorous that you end up playing something that you're told to avoid altogether.
Exactly. So definitely, I had to do my research on that too. But it was interesting. It was a good experience. Everything that I do. I've done, I don't know, about 20 commercials now. Everything that I do in the business, it's such an amazing experience to me. And when you love doing what you're doing, it's never work.
Okay.
And I love it. I just love it. It's just always been burned in me that this is what you got to do. My mom always tells me it's because I'm left-handed.
Same here.
Left-handed people are apparently extremely artistic.
Oh.
Maybe autistic. I don't know.
Oh, I hope it's artistic because it falls into me as well.
Extremely artistic. Yes. Are you left-handed?
Yep.
Oh, well, there it is.
There you go.
What month?
July.
July? Okay. I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, huh?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the film was directed by Daniel Boleg. What was like working with him?
He's great. He's a great guy. Great guy. Local Santa Barbara. He's a very good guy. He's had a couple movies out before. Good people. Everyone I've worked with is good people. I really don't have any complaints about anybody I've ever worked with. And I'm always the kind of person that shows up on time with a big smile on her face, ready to go. So I do get a lot of repeat work from different directors, and which is nice.
Well, the one that's
No, being on time and punctual in the business sometimes can be few and far between.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Well, I noticed now you got one that's in, I think, post-production or something like that. Mirror of My Soul for director Christopher de Leon.
Yes.
What can you tell me about this so that you don't give too much away? Because I know you're supposed to be tight-lipped about that. But what can you share with us on this film?
That's another movie about addiction.
Okay.
Basically. I don't know how much I can actually say about that one. It's basically about somebody that's been in addiction and comes back to figures out life, basically. I don't know what I should actually say about that. But
that's okay.
Another addiction movie. The second addiction movie I've been a part of.
Okay. This is not going to come out for a few months anyway, so you're probably safe for anything you say anyway. So, but I don't want to. I know sometimes you guys can get in trouble for giving away too much, and I don't want to get you in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get a phone call here.
No. But so you've done a lot of commercials now. What kind of stuff did you advertise in these commercials that you enjoyed doing? Anything stand out that you really enjoyed?
The last commercial that I got a real kick of was a real estate commercial. That was a lot of fun. That was a 2-day shoot that we did.
Okay.
In Santa Barbara for a company called Village Properties. That was a good one. Probably my favorite commercial of all times is the one that we did horseback riding.
Okay.
And I was raised on a horse. I mean, I was on a horse before I could walk.
Okay.
And so I'm a huge horse lover. And the fact that I got to be riding this beautiful, beautiful creature on the beach for like 8 hours and get paid for it. I mean, hello. It was absolutely my favorite commercial shoot of all time. It was just so wonderful. Riding that horse on the beach and just, it was such a gorgeous day. Yeah, that was the best ever. So I've done barbecue commercials, doctor's office, dentist's office. I did a nightclub. I've done restaurants. So much. But definitely the one that I got to ride horseback all day long was definitely the one that has forever been ingrained in my mind, and would love to do that one again. So I should tell them to call me when you're ready for a new commercial.
Do you got any projects coming up that you're able to talk about besides? Well, I know you get the one you're working on about the artist.
Yes, that one is coming up. I just did one working on a webinar, working on a TV series with James Caan, not Caan Caam like the actor, but James Caan Kahn, who is one of the writers of Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
So we're doing. I'll leave it at that because that's also, I don't know what's happening with that, but very interesting, kind of Rocky Horror Picture Show-esque kind of show that's in production.
Okay.
So that's fun. I got to push a head on a table surrounded by grapes while wearing a very fancy ball gown. Anyway, that was fun.
Well, do you have
more to that? But
do you got any charities or a web page or anything that you're involved with?
Charity events. Actually, I recently joined the John Ritter Foundation, whose heart condition that he died of, the aorta. His wife started a foundation about him many, many years ago, and they do a lot of different walks and organizing, fundraising. John Ritter Foundation. It's basically kind of a new thing that I recently just joined not too long ago, but it's all for heart research. So I'm doing that. I also do a lot of work in my town. I've done a lot of community service. by choice. Community service. You were like, all right, what'd you do?
I'm sitting there thinking, did you hit another tree?
Did you? Exactly.
Then you wake up and you got
You
community
should have seen
service.
the other guy. What, you think you think my collarbone was broken? Well, you should have seen what happened to. No, but seriously, I do work for like the rescue mission, and I do a lot of donating, lot of clothing. I had a kids' clothing store for 5 years, and have donated thousands and thousands of dollars of clothing and time to a lot of the local organizations for families that are struggling.
Okay.
It's always been something really near and dear to my heart. Nobody should go without, even a winter jacket. Even though we're in Santa Barbara, it does get cold, but clothing are obviously a necessity. So I have made sure to do my share, and I continue to do my share, and will always do my share. Kind of help out the community and the kids especially. I've also done a lot of volunteer work for the local animal shelters.
Oh, yeah. Howard Stern supports an animal shelter called the North Shore Animal Shelter, and I guess it's something that I haven't seen it, but I have made donations to it. But I guess his wife Beth is heavily involved in it, and I know Howard is involved with it. And I guess it's a place where you can go, and you know how where animals that don't have people or are abandoned, they're stuck in a pound in a cage or whatnot. I guess the North Shore Animal League is about the enclosure is a lot more open, I guess, from what I'm hearing, and the animals have a little more a space to move around in, and I guess their success rate at finding animals home is even better. I've been hearing a lot of stories about how Bathurst Ostrowski Stern, Howard's wife, comes to tears giving away some of these cats and help them find home, and that's a really good charity
I'm
for.
Look that up. North Shore. So that's with Howard Stern.
Howard Stern has supported it. It's called the North Shore Animal League.
North Shore Animal League. Okay, I'm going to look that up.
Yeah.
Sounds like another little goodie to be a part of.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, Howard is also a really good photographer, and he did a calendar on his gorgeous wife and her picture was taken with various animals from the Animal League, and the proceeds to that calendar went towards the North Shore Animal League, and I'm like, this sounds to me like a great animal help charity right there. That's one anyway.
That sounds like a really good one. I'm definitely going to look into that. I started my own organization about 6 months ago called Hugs and Hearts.
Okay.
And it's still in the process. I'm working on just getting a little entourage of people together. I have about 22 people now, a team of volunteers that I have going to nursing homes around Santa Barbara, and just going and just sitting with some of these elderly folks who really don't have anybody.
Okay.
And just sitting and spending time with them and just hearing their stories.
Okay.
And I've had a real positive from the community about this. So I don't know trying to figure out that as well, how far I'm going to be taking that. But, it's really important, besides the animals and the kids, these elderly people who are, now put in these nursing homes or not doing well, definitely need attention and people there. I mean, even just to sit and just, hold someone's hand is so important. And definitely people don't do enough of that. So that's something also that's really near and dear to my heart. When I was in my 20s, now I'm in my late 30s, we'll just leave it at that. I worked for a nursing home. It was an advanced living, a nursing home for people that had dementia. And I was in shock by what I would see, that these people who were so, I'm not going to cry. Okay. This is hard. These these beautiful souls, these people that basically I feel that their family has completely forgotten about. I would watch them. I would witness. I was the activities director, so I would go there. I would buy stuff from a local arts and crafts store and do crafts and art with these people every day. And I would see these people alone and with no family ever visiting them, friends never visiting them. Every now and then, if I would see somebody visit, it was horrible. I mean, his daughter came to visit her dad and was just trying to get him to sign on the dotted line. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God, makes you want to just be sick. So I would spend time with these people, and then even on my off days I wasn't working, I would still come down there, and realizing that this was not the only nursing home in Santa Barbara, that they're everywhere, and these, I would just showed up at one that we have on another part of town called the Mesa, and just walked in and looking at these people just sitting. I just sat down, started having conversations with this gentleman who was in I forgot what war Ebola, what was it called? It was like right there on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, his life story and about how he had bullet ricocheted off of a wall and showed me that this bullet that he had lodged in his arm that they never took out because it would have caused more damage than good, I guess, to remove it. And his life story of his wife that he had for like 56 years, and the stories this man told me, I was so amazed by the knowledge and how he basically came alive when he was just sitting there staring out in space. And when I sat down, his face just lit up with, you actually want to talk to me and sit with me? I mean, that is when I realized that something needs to be done, definitely more than what's happening. And that's why I started my little foundation.
You know what? That's a great
cause. I have up to 22 volunteers that I have that go around Santa Barbara and go just sit and talk with anybody that just needs a listen or just needs to play a game of checkers, or just sit and stare at you if you need it. So
that's a wonderful organization. Yeah.
Thank you. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of little ideas out there and stuff that I want to do. Life is short. We got to give it all that we can do, and it's definitely definitely all about ourselves. It needs to be, if everyone out there was just to help one person, even just one person, this world would definitely be a better place.
What did you say that organization was called again?
Hugs and Hearts.
Hugs and Hearts. Yeah, and you mentioned the John Ritter Foundation, too. I mean, his wife was, of course, actress Amy Yasbeck.
Yeah, Amy Yasbeck. She's a doll, absolute doll. Good woman, and definitely, what she's doing is heroic. She didn't just take the fact that her husband died from this, but she's taking it, and it's created such an amazing foundation. And, my God, people like that are heroes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need, more people like that.
Yeah, I've seen Amy in a few movies. I really enjoyed her in. Of course, John Ritter. Sad to see him go, but his last movie, Bad Santa, I still get a chuckle at some of the faces he made, squeamish-looking faces.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, he was an incredible human being inside and out, and he had a love for his wife.
Yeah.
That, they just have this, they had a fairy tale. They were a beautiful, beautiful couple. He was an amazing actor. He was an incredible human being. And that was a tough one when he went. That was hard.
Yeah.
One of the good ones.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, Sarah, we're coming a little down on our time. I was wondering if there's anything else you wanted to share.
No, that's pretty much it. A lot of other stuff in the works right now. would love to come back and talk to you soon and fill you in on any new projects or anything that's going on. That would be wonderful. I really, really enjoyed talking with you. I really appreciate you giving me the time and being able to be on your show.
Well, it's a special thanks to Steve Joyner for hooking us up.
Steve Joyner, the man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to keep watch on your Internet Movie Database now that I found the right one.
Yeah.
I'll be able to keep an eye on. Are you on Facebook?
I am.
You mind if I add you?
I hope you do.
I will do that because that way I can keep an eye on any updates and whatnot. And that's generally how I find out a lot of stuff, so that I can, if you got anything big coming up in terms of acting role or something like that, something like that, you can come on here and promote it. And you can, of course, come on Steve's show, Curtain Calls, and promote it on there as well. And I understand Steve's got another organization in New Jersey that he may even hook you up with there too. So Steve's got a lot of connections.
He does. He's got the connections. He's a man. He's a good cat, good character. I've always appreciated him, and good friend, good person.
Now on Facebook, are you under the 3 names or just the 2?
Yes, Sarah Rachel Anticouni.
Okay.
You'll see the blonde in the profile.
The blonde in the profile. Yes, that nice looking blonde.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment.
You're welcome. You deserve it.
I try. It's all that healthy living and all that California organic freshness. I don't know.
What do you recommend?
The funny thing is, I have to say, a lot of the products I get are out of Canada. A lot of my favorite products are out of Canada.
Fantastic. Yay for Canada.
Yeah, yay for Canada. You have a product called BioK. BIO-K.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Oh, I love that stuff. Bloody expensive, but fantastic. Good for you. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Fermented yogurt.
Yes. What's your favorite flavor of yogurt?
What's my favorite flavor of yogurt? I would have to go with probably you know what they have at Trader Joe's?
Okay.
They have this Greek honey yogurt. It's to die for. It's so fattening and good.
I like yogurt too, especially cherry yogurt and peach yogurt.
Oh, that sounds. Now I'm gonna have to go store to get some yogurt.
There you go.
I think I'm out.
There you go.
All right. Yes.
Yeah. Well, before we close off, I was wondering if I could get you to do a plug for my show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just state your name, and my name, of course, is Greg Gilbert. My show is called Python's Paradise, Python like the snake, and I'm located in New Brunswick, Canada.
Okay.
You got all that?
I think so. Maybe I should write this down.
Well, most people have to write it down, but...
I'm an actor, but I'm not that good.
No, you can't memorize that fast?
1 second.
Yeah. No, you're my, I think, you're my 109th interview. I've, since April of 2015, so this has been quite a ride, being able to chat with people that I've heard of and people that are all new to me, and hear some interesting stories. This is fantastic.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad to have met you.
Yeah.
How do you spell your name first and last?
It's Greg? Gilbert. Yep.
Gilbert?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm Sarah Anticouni talking with Greg Gilbert.
Yep.
What else do you want me to say?
The show's called Python's Paradise, Python like the snake. My DJ name is Python.
The show is called...
Yep.
Python's
Paradise.
Paradise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm from New Brunswick, Canada, of course.
From New...
Yep.
From New Brunswick?
Yeah.
Canada. Got it.
Yeah, you got to say the Canada, because I guess there's a New Brunswick and New Jersey, too, and I guess I don't want to confuse people.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, shoot.
Okay. I'm Sarah Anticouni talking with Greg Gilbert. The show is called Python Paradise. He is from New Brunswick, Canada. And it was wonderful talking with you, Greg.
Oh, it's wonderful talking to you too. I'm really glad Steve hooked this up and allowed me to spend an hour talking to a woman as stunning and beautiful as you are, especially since the women around here don't want to talk to me at all.
I enjoyed every minute of it. There's a lot more stuff in the works and interesting things up my sleeve. And hey, if they what am I trying to say? If they end up working out, we need to talk again.
You know what? I'll gladly have you back on. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, Greg.
Yeah, I'll gladly have you back.
You're my new favorite person.
Well, thank you. I'll send you a friend's request out on Facebook, and we'll keep in touch.
Perfect. Thank you so very much.
And when this is done, I'll send it out to you, and it'll be play on here first, and then down the road after that, it'll it'll go to YouTube. The YouTube link will be a different link. So.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
Well, I will. I'm also gonna. So the number that you sent me, the number you called me on, I'll send you my email address as well. You want my email? You have all the information.
The number that you got, I'm calling you from right now, is the station number. So you probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't catch me on this, but what I would do is when I reach out to you on Facebook. Maybe you can send it to me there.
Perfect. I'll send it to you via Messenger.
Yeah, that'll work. Sure, do it on Messenger. That'll work. Yep.
Okay, you got it.
All right. Well, God bless you, and you have yourself a wonderful day in Santa Barbara, California.
Thank you, Greg. I will. And you have your fabulous day in New Brunswick, Canada.
And no more sled lining, Stay away from the trees.
Yes, dear.
You have yourself a great day. God bless you.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.